What? Ooh.
What's going on, guys? We've got another mod for you today. We're fitting lowering springs. So we finally managed to get the car up into the unit, or Ash's dad's shed really. And we're going to be fitting some front and rear lowering springs off these are actually off the 1.6 diesel, but I've been told they'll fit on the ST. I think the diesel they dropped by 35mm, the ST by 25. I think I'd like to go lower, but this is going to be the first part of probably a 3-part series on suspension. We are eventually going to be going coilovers on this, but I had the chance to buy these springs local to me. They were only 40 quid, so I thought let's get them on there, see how they are, and then we'll get some coils in the future and see how they compare. First things first, let's get the car in the air. Right, so we've gone ahead and taken off, well, obviously the wheels. We haven't got much further because we don't know what's got to come off. We've never done this before, never done anything suspension, and I just haven't got a clue really what's got to come off to be able to get the strut out. We've hit all those sort of major suspension components where like everything bolts on with, well, we've hit them with a wire brush and then some penetrating fluid just in case, you know, we have to remove pretty much everything. We'll try and figure out the most efficient way to get it off, but we'll probably end up taking the whole thing apart because we have no idea what order it's supposed to be in. I bet you lot are going to have an absolute meltdown about this, but I've seen so many people struggling to undo the top nut on these, like once the strut's out of the car, and like trying to use mole grips on the strut and all sorts of nonsense. So I thought, well, why don't we just loosen it off while it's still in the car? I'm sure there's a reason why you're not supposed to do it, and I'm sure you'll let me know, but we're just going to send it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this just speaks to my knowledge of, or lack thereof, of how suspension struts work. The like center of the strut, I'm guessing, it's just like spinning inside the like casing of the shock. I don't really know, but that's definitely not how you do it. So we'll start somewhere else.
Mole grips it is.
Mole grips it is, yeah. Could be here a while. Forgot to bring my ratchet spanners, so we're doing it the old-fashioned way.
So we've got the nut off the drop link. We've had to get the Widowmaker jack out, mind.
Why is it called the Widowmaker?
It's dodgy. Just take some tension off the drop link. There we go, see it's coming loose.
Should sit as you raise it, should sit straight up.
Should straighten up. There we go.
Right, now we're having a bit of a debate. We've got to get these clips off that hold the brake lines to the bottom of the strut, because obviously the strut's got to come out. Now, I'm all for just whipping these clips out without having to remove anything else, but Ash seems to reckon that it'd be quicker if we just take the brake calipers and all that sort of stuff off. So we'll see who does it first, I suppose. I could be here a while.
Right, so I think the quickest way to do this, because these clips are a pain and obviously we don't have a ramp to lift it up and get under, I think just get the carrier off, keep the brake caliper together, just whip that off, whip the disc off, whip the clip out. In theory, easy. As you can see, Mike's already got a head start. He's jumping on and shaking the car like there's no tomorrow, trying to whip that clip out, but we'll get there first. We'll get there first. I can't get this bottom nut off.
What? How far have you got off getting the brakes off, Ash?
One more nut.
One more nut?
One more nut.
Oh, clip's out.
Okay.
Look. Just thought I'd come over and gloat. My clip's off. But no, to be fair, we've had a look at this side. So the clip that holds the brake line in, you can see that this little like tab at the top up here is completely missing off the one on this side, so I don't think there's any way that's coming off. So to be fair, the calipers have still got to come off on this side. So the next job is to remove the like pinch bolt that connects the hub to the strut. You said that your side came off easy, didn't you?
My side was hand tight.
Right, so this one's probably going to go zing. Summit's turning, but I don't know what it is. What do you reckon? It doesn't feel good. Like, it does not feel good.
Yeah, it's turning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, winner. Oh, that is minced. Right, so Ash's side is off. he's got the hub away from the bottom of the shock, but he has taken the brake caliper assembly off. I'm not sure you have to do that. I think you can probably leave the brake caliper on here. So we're in a debate again, but we're going to try my side and see what happens. But first things first, track rod needs to come off. Now, I absolutely hate this bit because this is the bit where we have to pop the ball joint off, and it'd help if I got the tool the right way around. I managed to tighten it by hand and it popped out. Ashes went for quite a way before that popped out. Now the next job is to remove this pinch bolt which holds the ball joint from the bottom arm into the steering knuckle. I hate these because of your car really, Ash. Never mind, mine are all loose already, doesn't matter. But we did these on Ash's car and the amount of these bolts that we ruined.
Struts up.
Joker. Never. Where is it? Ah! Would you look at that? First one's out. Place your bets. How easy is this pinch bolt going to come out of here? Or is it even going to come out? What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments below. We'll still be doing it this time next week. That's not moving. Oh, it does not want to come out of here.
What we'll do, we'll loosen the top nuts, we'll tread down on the suspension arm and just lift it out.
We can't get this bottom ball joint out of the steering knuckle, so we thought we'd see how far we can move the knuckle or hub, whatever you want to call it, down off the strut, and it's nearly out, to be fair. So I think there was a bit more to come, but we're gonna loosen these three. Let's look at the state of that in there. Right, so after many hours of spannering on the other two, because you can't get a socket on them. Ooh, hey, strut's loose. Want me to take the... Look at all that in there. Oh, look at it, look at it. Right, so we've got the spring compressors on. Spring is compressed, as you'd expect from the name. Top mount is spinning freely. Now, I think there's a couple of ways to do this. This is the YouTube way. Mole grips on the like center of the shock. Probably gonna shag it. Something's spinning.
God, it's spinning still.
Yeah. Right, so turns out the YouTube way isn't going to work. The mole grips we had on the centre of the shock there, that wasn't going to work because it was just spinning. Whenever we tried to turn the top nut, it was just spinning everything. Like, we could not get the mole grips any tighter. But we were reminded by Ash's dad that there is a Allen key like hex bit in like the top of the strut. This is the one that was absolutely rooted. See, this one's fine, but this is the one that looks like it's been outside for, well, since the Stone Age probably. It might not hold, but what we've got is a long ass Allen key. We're holding with mole grips, repurpose the mole grips, an 18mm spark plug socket because it's got like a hex on this end. This is what we're going to do. We're going to try and rag it out this way. Something's probably going to break. Hopefully it's not one of us. Let's see what happens.
Go on. Oh, that Allen key.
What happened? Oh.
Bending.
We've got a new setup. We couldn't hold the Allen key still with anything, so we're gripping it in a vise. I reckon the Allen key might snap. Oh, fucking hell. Got the mole grips involved as well. What was that?
Not sure.
Somewhat span. Well, we got one off, but unfortunately it's the one that was okay. So we called in reinforcements for the other one. It's not going well. Not going well at all. Well, say that. We've got one done. This one's done. This one will not come off. That nut in there is so rusty. It just will not come off. Ash's dad's been at it for how long? Like over an hour, and it will not come off. So I think we might have to admit defeat on this side. We'll get that done tomorrow, but for now we're going to put this one back in and see if we can get the backs done, and then at least we can hobble around like a three-legged cat. This is taking so long. We haven't even put one back in yet. Well, we're only going to put one in tonight because we can't get the top nut off on the driver's side. Ash is grafting away, trying to get the brakes back on that didn't need to come off. Did they, Ash?
They definitely. Mate, this is really tight. You're telling me you can't get any purchase on them?
Yeah, I don't know. Morale is low. Morale is very low. Well, it is with me anyway. My head went a minute ago. Lost it a bit. Don't want to do this anymore. Right, track rod ends in, brake line is into the bracket on the strut. Next thing to go in is the drop links, and there's a bracket holding on the ABS line, and then this side's done, I think. Alright, we're just trying to jack up the hub on this side so we can get the drop link through there. Oh, we've got quite a way to go yet. A little bit more. Right, tight half a pump. There you go. Yeah, by all means. Right, that's tight. That's tight. Bolt at the back's tight. Brake caliper's back on tight. Top's all tight. That's it. One corner lowered.
Jesus.
It's only taken 4 hours. Right, I think I've already said before what we're doing. Moving on to the backs because we can't get one of the fronts on. We're going to have to take that to a garage tomorrow, get them to just whiz that top nut off. Yeah, we're moving on to the backs, so hopefully this is going to be the easy bit. We just undo the bottom bolt of these shocks, both sides, lower the axle, and then the spring should pop out. 15mm bolt. Don't know if I've told you what all the other bolts are in this video. This one's a 15.
Is it spinning?
Nope.
Make sure that it's stretching any.
Just what as it drops.
Finds out.
Oh,
I say out.
back up a bit.
Right, okay, so we can't decide whether the springs on the rear go that way or that way, with like the tighter coils at the top or the bottom. The old spring, I mean, I don't even think it's going to lower it much, but...
If you check Facebook as well, it says the tight springs need to go at the top, but it also says the tight springs need to go at the bottom.
And the only other thing we can go by is which way around the writing is, and that is going to be tight springs at the bottom. But I'm pretty sure the guy who sold them to me said they go the other way, so no one knows. Right, let's see if getting these back in is as easy as it was taking them out. Oh, we decided tight coils at the top as well, just because that's how it is on Ash's car.
Well, good.
Got a third member of the crew as well now, jacking up the back. Axel. Cheers, Kev. Tight. How tight?
Full tight.
FT, full tight. Yeah, we'll let you figure out what FT really means. So there we have it. These ones are in. You lot are going to go absolutely ballistic whether or not we've put these in the right way up. You'll all have your own opinion. Once again, you lot can swing it around in the comments and decide who's right, who's wrong. This is how they're sitting. And if they're wrong, we're both wrong because both our cars are like this. So we're going to stick the wheels back on. I think that's what he's doing around there. I don't think I told you this. We put the front back together. So we've got one lowered spring in and we've got the standard spring in the other side just because we've only got one set of axle stands where you can put a rubber cap on the top of the axle stand. We've only got one set. We've got another set of axle stands which we normally put on the back axle, but obviously we couldn't use those. They were already on the back axle when we did the front, but we couldn't use those because the axle has to move to be able to drop the rear springs out. So we just put the front back together with one new spring, one old spring, just so we could put the wheels on and sit the front down. All right, drop.
Oh my god, look at the roof.
Oh shit!
How much space?
We were so close that when we jacked the car up to remove the axle stand, it was so close to the boot hitting the roof. Oh wow, it's pretty low at the back then. Oh yes, well, oh it goes down a bit more, doesn't it, as well, I reckon. Well, yesterday didn't exactly go to plan, but it's a new day. Oh shit, but it's a new day, we've got a new attitude, and we're on our way to the garage. Hopefully get this top mount buzzed off here. Yes, my guy, Ford and Garage, got it off for me. Gutted I couldn't do it myself, but right, let's get back to the unit and get this thing fitted finally, and then we can move. Right, it's a bit of a late start, but we're back in the garage, shed, unit, whatever you want to call it. We've got to get that spring on that shock, get it back in the car, and then we're done. Yeah. Just got to look for the indent, like where it went before. Yeah, when we took this to my guy at the garage, he said to put the mole grips higher up, and then you ain't got to worry about the rag, because that obviously at the bottom end, it goes like up and down. Oh, can you see that? It goes like up and down inside this casing. There's going to be a seal in there that stops any, if they're oil, are they oil? I assume they're oil, like leaking out. So if you grip it further down, when the spring, like when the shock compresses, where you've like scratched that surface, it's going to go past that seal and there'll be a gap for oil to get through. So if you grip it higher up, then
it's behind the bump stop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's behind the bump stop, and that part's not going to. Okay. Oh, I'm tight now. Do you reckon that will come up against there when we loosen these? Oh yes. Oh no! Found out why water's getting in. The top mount's split. That's annoying, but oh well. Right, let's bang it back in the car.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you.
I didn't realise, but there's like a tab on the back of the strut, which has to line up between like the two pieces of the knuckle where it like pinches the bottom of the strut. But we managed to get that in. I had to fold myself in and out from under the front of the car. But yeah, now we're just got to get that stupid pinch bolt through, which isn't going to be fun. Right, just knocking the bottom arm back in. Have that bolt. Grazie. Straight through, no messing. Did you grease it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait. My favourite bit is zipping up these pinch bolts. I'm probably going to round off something or other, but you'll probably notice the drive shaft boot on here is absolutely shagged. Don't worry, we'll get it replaced. It's nearly Christmas, and we can't get one today, alright? Leave us alone. You got a nut for me, my guy? Right, just to try and stop this thing rusting up again, we're going to stick, well, as much of this grease as we can physically fit in that hole, and hopefully won't get too much water in there in future. Is this a good idea? We'll whack this rubber cap back on, and then we're done. We can jack it down and see how low it is, and see if we scrape on the driveway on the way out. I can't get it in, there's too much grease in here. I think that's in. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I think the car looks great. It's sitting, yeah, just about where I want it. I don't think I'd want to go much lower than that. I know a lot of people are into, you know, proper slamming their cars, but not really for me. I'll see how I get on with the ride. Hopefully, I'm going to do like a little review on these things, not like a product review as such, but just sort of let you know how I'm getting on with the lowering springs. And then in the future, hopefully in the new year, we'll be putting some coilovers on this and we can see how they compare. So if that's something you want to see, then drop this video a thumbs up and, well, you know the rest. I think that's about it. So thanks for watching. See you next time.